Once again, Mo, thank you very much for your time and for your interest in this project. I'm very happy to present this to you. This is part of my training in Google UX design and also with the Interaction Design Foundation. And the project is called DroneX, and which is about the delivery scheduling flow and ordering flow of an e-commerce business that uses drones for home delivery. So the agenda I have prepared for this is as follows. First, I would like to do a kind of recap of the session's goal and dynamic, then a little bit of the project background, and then the topics and the design walkthrough, so the topics that I would like us to emphasize in this critique. And finally, then some feedback and discussion around the design. And at the end, then some kind of wrap up, and then we can switch to the next project based on the time we have available.
Sure.
Good. Okay, so then the goals and the dynamic of this session. So essentially, this is about exchanging ideas on what motivated me to take a decision around certain design elements, and then receive some insights from you how to improve this design. So I will present you this low fidelity prototype of this e-commerce website, and then we will have some discussion as indicated before, and then we will have a wrap up.
Sure.
Go. So I will go directly then into the project background. So essentially, as I mentioned before, this is an ordering and scheduling flow for an e-commerce business, a retail business, that they're using drones for addressing people to bring their products to their homes. So it is designed for busy professionals. So they have a university degree who order items regularly online for their personal and family use. So many of them are married, some have children, some not, but they are kind of mid-career level users. They seek convenience. They want to save time and money, and they don't want to drive to shops after a long working day. They just want to have a quick ordering process, and they don't want delays in their orders, and they want to reduce their environmental impact. Some of them are also interested in the technology behind this, which motivated them to take part in the usability, in the user interviews. Good. So if you're interested, you can, during the presentation or later on, have a look at the personas. I added the link here for more details around this.
Sure.
Okay.
Are you going to share that file with me, or is it on somewhere on Google?
Well, it's in Google, but it's available on the internet. So if you click
Oh,
there,
okay.
it can lead you there.
But how can I, like this document here, how can I click on that?
You cannot access it because I can share then the link with you. Let me see. I can do it just right away. So I shared it in the chat section.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you need some more information around the case study, I am actually hosting these projects on my personal website.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, very strange. Okay, very interesting. Good. So maybe directly to the project. So here, also in the chat, here you will see all the deliverables I have around this, just in case you may need that for the discussion we're going to have. Good. So then the areas of feedback. I would like us to focus on possible inconsistencies you may have found in this design and some elements that you consider in terms of usability that could help improve this design. Is very general, but just in case you notice something in the walkthrough that you think it's kind of you're not used to looking before, it would be really helpful. And also to have a close-up in the checkout process, and also discuss some specific questions you may have around usability. So feel free to take notes while I'm doing this walkthrough. And then after that, we can go into the specific questions and highlights of the design.
Sure.
Okay, so now let's go to the low fidelity prototype. So here is the website. I try to keep a kind of standard design in terms of the top navigation. You can see here, I place the search bar, a search bar on top here with the two options for people to type in and to use the voice command. I
Mm-hmm.
know that it is a kind of an innovation in the in UX designs, and I think it's also helpful for
Great,
people, right?
great
It's
idea.
helpful for people who have accessibility, right? In terms of
Mm-hmm.
accessibility, so they can use voice command. So here is the account section. So users can click here and they can, look at all the some key elements, so they can access their profile, orders. Let me also share this because I believe you don't have access to the prototype.
Mm-hmm.
You can load it on your computer and click around and see if you find something while I'm also presenting. So that's that. And they also have access to the basket on top here and change the language because these users are um, kind of all over the world, and many of them are uh, migrants, so they are not necessarily born in the country where they live. So in some websites, you have like an automatic language selection. Here I am using English as the basic, but here they can feel free to select their own language based on their preferences. So I have here the hero image, and again the search button, which is the main command I want to emphasize users to look at. Then there is some
Sorry,
section.
sorry. What was that element there?
This one,
Is there like a search bar?
yeah, this is a search bar. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know I didn't include the icons here, like the
Mm-hmm.
one on the top. Um, yeah, so essentially I actually started this way, but then at the end I thought it would be useful to include these icons at least in one of the buttons, um, to give an idea to users what this is about and what they could expect. So yeah, okay. Then I provide some features of DroneX. This would be the unique value proposition that I will highlight here. So the three elements, based on the key users' pain points, so they can quickly get their products. They're using high tech, safe delivery method, and also that they will be protecting the environment, for example, in this part.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we go into the shopping experience itself. So here they can find their products. They will be able to scroll horizontally, and they will be able to have like in these cards the name of the product, some ratings. They will be able to directly click to compare the product with others, to add to their wish list, and some short description of what it is and the price.
Mm-hmm.
So once they click on the product, they will land here. They will have a breadcrumb to facilitate navigation and also accessibility. Here, I emphasized a large image to kind of make it interesting for the user, and several other images in case they want to look the products from different angles or something like that. They can
Mm-hmm.
select quantity, and compare again and add to wish list, etc. So if they scroll, they will have the details of the product and some other elements here.
Mm-hmm.
And better and further down, they will be able to see similar products in case, for example, a product is out of stock, or if they want some variation in this. Okay, so here the user flow is that they add something for comparison. Several users were indicating that it was important for them to be able
Mm-hmm.
to compare in terms of price and criteria they're looking for. So if they click there, then they land here. This is, of course, as illustration because the user has only clicked on one item, but it's just for them to see how this will look like. And it follows the same pattern, the breadcrumb, the heading, and then the different elements here. So here I have the back at the bottom of the page. Is something I'm still, wondering if it should be there or not. And as you see in the footer, the idea is to emphasize on social media so that users can connect with us and interact with us via the channels. So once they click back, they land on the page, on the previous page they were, and then they can move on and add the product to basket. So here they have the option to continue shopping or to go directly to the checkout. In this case,
Mm-hmm.
we will go to the checkout. So here then they will have a process like, so they can see what they can expect in this process. First, the order summary of all the products they have selected and the back option. at the bottom, and then they can click continue. Then we land into a login page. I'm still not sure if I should have a page or if I should have like an overlay on this. Um, yeah.
So
Also, mhm,
so tell me again, what's that page?
that's
Yeah,
like
this
yeah, so that's like to facilitate
login. Yes,
mhm,
so
so that they
login.
can create an account, and then in future orders, they can come in here. The part I'm not sure is if I should if this should be a page or an overlay. So
An
I'm
overlay.
not sure.
The question here is like if they are not logged in, they cannot move forward. Like they have to create it. They have to create an account and then move forward. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. I know that it's a tricky thing because I have heard several discussions around this. I personally also experienced the issue that I just want to buy my product, and I don't want to it's also a matter of sharing my data, and it's a bit tedious. So in this design, I try to focus on facilitating login with previous accounts with Google and Facebook, which are very famous. Maybe I should move this to the top now that we're discussing about this, so that this is the first thing users see. But yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, so for this concept, it would be essential to have the user's name and email because it's how they would create an account. But I'm not sure. Maybe I could rethink how to do this. If maybe after they have inserted their data and then ask them, I don't know. Maybe we can discuss this. Okay, in this
Mhm.
case, they log in with Google, typical interface. Then they go into the delivery type. And in the delivery type, they find then drone delivery, which is the top one. But I also provided the standard delivery in case of X or Y they don't want to choose drones. So now what you can see here is that I put a price tag on this. So it's not necessarily for free. I'm also not sure. This would be a business criteria. I know that it's not necessarily a UX topic, but it's an interesting thing. Maybe I could get your opinion on this. If this service should be have an added value or an added price on this. So yeah. Okay. So then they choose in this case drone delivery. Um, this is also an interesting thing that now that I'm doing this with you, I noticed that users will select this and then they will have to click continue. Maybe this could be something, that once they select, they land directly into the next page. But I'm not sure. Maybe just in case, I thought this way so that users, in case they change their mind, they can just change it. Okay, then we go into delivery details, and here they insert their name and all different information. Then they scroll down and they select their delivery address. So here they can search for a location, or they can select a saved location, or they can use their current location. So I use this part because in some websites I saw drones are also used for remote locations, or this can also save time users. Okay, I just want this delivered to the exact place where I am, so they don't have to start typing. This saves some seconds, but it's nevertheless, I think, a useful thing. And they have
Mhm.
the option to save their address. And yeah, maybe this interaction was not ideal, but anyway. So they save this and then they land here. It's the same screen. They continue scrolling and they land into the delivery schedule. So here they can select the date from the calendar and the time. So maybe this is something that could have like a button as soon as possible, but I'm not sure if just leaving the calendar here could be sufficient. Okay,
Mhm.
then they press continue. And here they select the payment method. Um, this would be different options, let's say credit card. And here they insert the information and they have the option to save or not their payment method. Then continue. And then they have an order confirmation. Maybe this should be order review, I'm not sure. Um, yeah, so they look at everything. They have the option to edit each one of them. And at the end, once they look at this, confirm order. It's processing. Okay, then they get a notification. And at the bottom, they have track order. So they can go directly there
Mhm.
or go to the home screen. Although I don't have here a button home screen, but they could go here through the logo. Let's say track order. So they land here, and here they will have a map where it will show where the drone is, and they will have the different steps their order is going through. In case, for example, someone orders something, let's say 1 hour in advance, but they want it delivered at specific time, so you can see here that it's um, it's like it goes through the different steps, so that it's not like delivered immediately, rather at the time of the that the user asks. Okay,
Mhm.
then I included here this part of add a review, essentially
Mhm.
to improve the user experience and to include that part of reflection on how to improve this and to show users that we care, and also some specials below in case they want to order more. Okay, now what about users who may want to return something because the product was not as they expected? So if they go to their account, they can select orders and returns. So in this case, they are landing directly into the return page, but I'm thinking maybe create the page orders and returns, which would be the first one, and then where they could select returns. But okay, for now, we will accept this. So here there will be the option to select the order. It is by order number, in this case, this one. Then they will have their name, assuming that they already have an account, and then they select the product, in this case, this one. And they also select a reason for return. They scroll and then they select a refund method on the left, and then they confirm return, and that would be it.
Mhm.
Good. So they can print this or they can go directly to the home screen, and that would
Yeah.
be then the end of the user flow.
Yeah.
Good. So now, with that experience in mind, I would like us to discuss, as indicated before, some inconsistencies you may have found, some ways this design could be improved with respect to what we discussed, the purpose of the user is, and how you found the checkout. Is there anything that called your attention? And if you have any specific questions around this design.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's a great work. I love it. Great design.
Thank you.
Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how can we do this? Probably can we go page by page? Is that possible, or you want me
Yes.
to? Yeah. So
Yes, if
maybe
you
can
like.
we go page by page? I just wrote some notes just to improve even the way you displaying. You're displaying this, or you're talking to stakeholders, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Maybe one of the things, and I'll take them one by one. The lorem ipsum, because sometimes you write the actual thing, and sometimes it's a lorem ipsum. It is quite confusing. You could actually say, instead of the lorem ipsum, this is the product name, for example. This is the title of the page. So I
Okay.
know actually, is this the page title, or is it a product name, or for example, in this example that we have in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
um, the search engine didn't have anything. It doesn't have any even icon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to tell that this is a search engine. But
Okay.
but also, while we are here in the search engine or the search bar, why do we need another search bar here since we have one at the top?
Mm-hmm.
M- Maybe you have a good reason for that, but I thought we have already a search bar. I could search for anything or any product.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need another one in the page? Uh, and to be quite honest, I don't know also um, that module or that component. What is it for? Because this could be maybe what a product that you're selling, and in that case, instead of a search bar, you can give me a call to action, maybe
Mm-hmm.
to start a transaction, like buy this or buy now,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be you actually used that space for something to sell and to create revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, the English might actually, the en, it took me a while until you told me actually what it is. So you
Mm-hmm.
might actually maybe say language, then
Mm-hmm.
column English. So it would give people who are not necessarily that savvy,
Mm-hmm.
a clue what is this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it until you just mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
It might look very obvious to some people, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't for me for some reason. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Well, I'm not. Do you want me to? I'm going to tell you the things that can be improved.
Mhm.
I'm not going to tell you because it is beautiful. It's a lot of beautiful work here.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, indeed.
if I'm just giving you the critical feedback, don't think that this is not a good design. It's only the things that you can improve
Yes.
on that beautiful design.
Yes, I
Okay,
understand.
if we can scroll down a little bit
Mhm.
just to see the rest. Okay, so this is excellent. Of course, that section where um, you put the value proposition for using drone, for example. So that's
Mhm.
great selling thing to just sell the concept.
Mhm.
If we, yeah, for example, here you could say actually what is that lorem ipsum? What is this section for?
Mhm.
And I think using search engine again or search field again might be a bit repetitive.
Mhm.
Uh, it's kind of a repeat and it's just taking space,
Mhm.
uh, probably for no reason. Because if that search field at the top works exactly in the same way, there
Mhm.
is maybe there is no need. Um, what I don't know what we didn't know what is this website selling, but
Mhm.
maybe this site might have different categories, and in that case, maybe instead of search engine, you could actually have tabs as for the different categories.
Mhm.
Maybe if it's selling technology stuff, you could maybe have mobiles, tablets,
Mhm.
accessories as different tabs, and you click. Customer will click on these tabs, and they will get um, different content.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think so. If we scroll down a little bit, now we have this. Yeah, that is looking good. I think what you can do here instead of lorem ipsum, product one, product two, product
Mhm.
three, and
Mhm.
that will actually give anyone who's looking that these are products displayed. Um, yeah,
Mhm. Okay, perfect. So then to the next.
yeah. So okay, so now I clicked on a certain product, for example. I assume
Mhm.
that this is okay. Same thing with lorem ipsum. It's just like home page and then product page. So now I
Mhm.
know that I'm moving from product. I can see them in front of me exactly like if they have names. Um, okay,
Mhm.
so we scroll down. I think it's quite good. One thing maybe to again, I think this is good because this is low fidelity wireframes. When they go to high fidelity or to visual design, they can be dealt with differentently. But
Mhm.
in that up to here, I think they looking good. And you have the compare and wish list, add to
Mhm.
basket. Yep, it's
Okay, what
excellent.
do you mean? Like this how I could manage this differently in a high fidelity prototype?
Well, okay. Your role as a UXer, so you're creating a concept and you're testing this concept. So there is
Mhm.
no need to put a lot of details, like you're not putting an image for a high
Yeah.
resolution image.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, maybe the thumbnail on the left hand side,
Mhm.
maybe these can be smaller, so
Mhm.
they will take less space. Because if
Mhm.
I'm a visual design, this is how I treat it, and I might actually even put it underneath rather than
Mhm.
on the side because I have more space going up and down,
Mhm.
while
Mhm.
in the width of the page, I might not. I'm actually bound by a certain area, so it would
Mhm.
be more. It would look more um, or easier. It will make it more flexible if to
Mhm.
put the thumbnails underneath
Mhm.
the image.
Mhm. Okay. Good.
Um, Again, that is looking good. The details, you can actually have details, specs, for example, in the
Mhm.
second specification. So the specification about the product.
Mhm.
Maybe the last one can be, more details or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Mhm. Then similar product.
and these are similar products. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So
You could
here the
have things like Amazon, for example. They say, okay, customers who bought this,
Mhm.
they bought it. Probably better than similar product because now the customer selected a product. You probably this space good for product that will go with that. Like for example, if I
Ah.
bought a mobile phone, would be
Mhm.
nice to actually show me accessories, cables,
Mhm.
and that will, customers
Mhm.
will might actually need a case for it. They might
Mhm.
need a cable for it. They might need any little gadget rather than to just give me the same product, because that
That's
also
true.
still causing confusion, because I decided to buy something, but now I'm seeing something else that might be better, so I'm getting confused here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So then they go into the comparison list.
Yeah, comparison is looking good. You give them a table. Also, you need to think, of course, when this experience, how it is going to be a mobile. And
Mhm.
mobile tables are quite hard to, because mobile screen doesn't have that. So think of how you are going to solve this issue on a mobile screen.
Mhm.
But what I'm seeing here is quite good.
Mhm.
It's looking good.
Okay. Then this back is at the bottom.
Hmm. Yeah, back. Always give people or users an option to return. It doesn't have to be very obvious, but if they change their mind, for example, they need to have a way to be able
Mhm.
to. Yeah.
Mhm. And at basket.
Okay.
Checkout.
Now here, can we just have a look at that
Mhm.
overlay, which is the yeah, add to basket. Okay, here. So product added to basket. Lorem. So again, just product name rather than
Mhm.
lorem. So I know that this is the name of the product, and then you have. Okay, now this one, you see, continue shopping. You're giving continue shopping a prominent and almost like the primary call to action, while the
Mhm.
primary call to action need to be to go forward rather than, because you want to get that transaction
Mhm.
finalized. So make checkout is the primary one. Maybe continue shopping is a smaller one, maybe not on a button at all, and can be underneath it as a link. So the main button, the primary one, is always, the
Mhm.
checkout to
Okay.
finalize the transaction.
Mhm. Okay. Good. Then these are items in their cart. I'm actually now realizing that this should be basket, right? Because I have been always saying basket.
Yes, item in basket, yeah, or
Mhm.
cart, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
carton. Okay, and then you have the quantity. You could have, as I see it always in other checkouts, remove item. Give the people an idea, a smaller button to remove item, as you're
Mhm.
giving them
Mhm.
the option to add quantity, like make it
Mhm.
2, 3, 4, because they have now 4 items, and they might say, okay, no, I don't need this one. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, might be
Okay.
a good idea also to always give them total. So um, in some
Mhm.
shopping experience, yeah, you have the total here, but the
Mhm.
total here, it looks like it's buried and like below the fold.
Mhm.
Some people would have it some like in a sticky bar, either at the top or at the bottom, so it's sticking
Mhm.
there all the time. Not necessarily a big deal, but it's good to for me to good. It's good to have a look at the total,
Mhm.
um, rather than scrolling, because you scrolling, you lost some of the products. I can only
Mhm.
now see 2 products and the total. Um, it might be good to have them all in one view
Mhm.
if you could fix that.
Mhm.
Okay, what else? Continue and
Mhm.
back. Continue just 1 second. Okay, so we have total. We have continue. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking back. Okay, yeah, and I think that's fine, because I'm thinking if sometimes they were cancelled, because if I decide to cancel the
Mhm.
whole experience, but I think that's fine, because if I want to cancel, I might just click back
Mhm.
anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So then
But think
continue.
about it, because back, where is back is going to tell you to the
Yeah.
previous screen or the
Exactly.
original screen. So
Mhm.
think about that. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean like I should have something like cancel order or something like that?
Yes, might be somewhere, and maybe below that, even
Like here?
below continue and back, maybe
Or
somewhere in the middle. Doesn't have to be very
okay, I
obvious, but
see. Mhm.
yeah. but give people in maybe in a I don't know,
Yep.
a bar on its own, or
Mm-hmm.
what you can do. Maybe you can have back coming closer to continue, so continue and back are
Mm-hmm.
close to each
Ah,
other,
okay.
like two together,
Mm-hmm.
and then cancel would be maybe on the other side a bit
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
you. Yeah.
Then log in.
Now login. Okay, so login is quite a big issue, and it's a big frustration for customer, because I'm now going through all this, and I'm getting closer to the products, and I'm seeing the products in the
Mm-hmm.
cart, and then all of a sudden I'm continuing, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And by the way, continue is not very clear, you know. You try to always give a hint of what you're gonna do, like either
I
get
see. Mm-hmm.
check out, or yeah. Now you clicking continue, and then you are faced with login. So
Mm-hmm.
try to manage customer uh,
Expectations.
expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Manage their expectation, because they could get a bit flustered when things like this happen.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you tell them log in, for example, try to give them just maybe one or two lines. Why do I need to log in, or why do I need to register, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and have an account? But
Mm-hmm.
but even better if you do that early on in the experience, because it's not good to start to go through details like this in the middle of the experience, because
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm buying something, and I'm getting excited, and all of a sudden that excitement, just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So try to manage that
Mm-hmm.
expectation. So early on, you just tell them that you will need to create an account to be able to buy this, or to buy the product. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Good. And here, Google. Then they choose this account. Oops.
Okay, so that's a Google screen, yeah, where you can choose
Mm-hmm.
it. You continue with Google, for example, which is okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Please select a delivery type. Here is, I think you need to, because we're going through many pages here, try to optimize that maybe into one page and make it as concise. And I'm not sure how, but there must be a way. So we have here delivery type, and then delivery details, payment. Okay, can we scroll up a little bit to see that bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so these are the stages I need to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Have a look at, because we call this progress bar, where actually it shows the progress of your, like you've done the order now in the delivery type. There is
Mm-hmm.
some sort of like almost a common UI pattern, for example,
Mm-hmm.
where they have almost like a line, like a timeline, and
Mm-hmm.
these are the points, and it shows now you are in this section.
Mm-hmm.
But that would do, again, this is when you go to the visual design sort of stage, that
Mm-hmm.
might, you start to put details. But I will try to merge some of these together if possible, like you have the
Mm-hmm.
delivery and the payment method. Why don't we have them together? I think delivery type, details, and payment method can be together if you can,
Mm-hmm.
because it feels a bit daunting as well for people when they go and they feel like, oh, I need to go through, there's a lot of clicks there. You
Mm-hmm.
see, if you scroll down, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you see that there is not much information. All this
Mm-hmm.
information can actually be on one line, the
Okay.
three methods, and you can
I
put
see.
the button, the radio button underneath each
Mm-hmm.
method, for example. So now you
Mm-hmm.
have the rest of the page have a lot of, you can
Mm-hmm.
then, people can type their address. So at
Okay. So
least,
so you mean like combine this, make it horizontal instead of vertical, so that I have then
you
more
can make this
space.
horizontal, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you make it horizontal, you have much space. You can actually squeeze the delivery details, where people can have a
Mm-hmm.
form, and they can
Mm-hmm.
just, so you put now two steps into one,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have payment method. if you can include even the payment method in the same
Mhm.
page, it will even be better because it will
Mhm.
just all done in one page.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And then continue.
Okay. So contact information, name, last name, phone number, email address. Can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah, that's all. That's all that is needed. And then delivery address and
Mhm.
okay, this is like I assume this is a map of some sort.
Um.
What's
Yes,
that
exactly.
image?
Yes. Yes. This is a
Okay, that's
map.
a map.
Mhm.
So select address, saved locations. So saved location is, I assume that this person is already logged in. We assume it logged in with Google. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep,
Okay.
looks
And
good.
then. Mhm.
So why do I need the map? Why? Because this is my address. Why do I need the map? Why do I need to see? Because I
Mhm.
know what's the value of having
Mhm.
a map here.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Well, I thought it's like taking the concept of Google Maps that you
Mhm,
can have like a visual of where you are located. I thought I may I could alternatively use only like a button and let users type in their address or just select their current location without looking at a map. But I thought that adding a map could like add this element of geography, right? That the user can locate itself. Okay, here's where I am, and then maybe here in this process already show where the shop is and
mhm.
where like a little bit um maybe indicate here like based on this like based on the distance between the two, your location and our shop, this is more or less the duration. Maybe I could add here the possible yeah, delivery time that it would take. What do you
Oh,
think?
okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, to be quite honest. It has a lot of value unless you could have maybe a button or something, a click to have, like, to get that map up and have people looking, or have a customer looking at the distance from like where they are. And
Mm-hmm.
because if it's not adding value, because I know my location, I don't need necessarily that map, especially that big thing.
Mm-hmm.
uh, but also, what's okay, so this is the delivery address, and at the top is my, what was that at the top? If we, okay, so this is name. Okay, contact information.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that page again? What's the title of that page?
So
So
delivery
delivery
details.
details. Okay. Yeah, the delivery the details needs, okay, and name, contact number, email, and then okay, and then yeah, that's fine. And probably
Mm-hmm.
you can, yeah, okay. Then delivery address, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the saved locations.
This is
Yeah.
actually a very good point because I personally was a bit puzzled, like how to put all this together, because the checkout is pretty tedious. And in the interviews, users said that yeah, they don't really like the checkout because it takes long. So actually, on this page, I tried to put several things together just to avoid this clicking and clicking. But one of the users actually said that he didn't really like much scrolling down. So really, I'm in that situation, like. Okay, like should I put everything together in one page or should I rather make different pages?
Yeah, there is also one point, by the way. If you are logged in,
Mm-hmm.
if you're logged in, you don't need, because what's the point of logging in? You ask people to log in because
Mm-hmm.
you collect information
That's true.
and you make things easier for them. So now, and even though you don't need here first name and last name,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah, that's true.
but you can actually, when you go here, when you come here, you say, you put the names. So your name is Mo
Mm-hmm.
Yusuf, your address is blah blah blah, because we have all this already.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is this the address? Is this the delivery address?
Mm-hmm.
And then if there is, if no, they can actually, you can present them with
Okay.
the, so you give them the information, you give their names, the contact, the address, and you give them the option to change this if it's not, if this is
Mm-hmm.
not, the right address. because some
Mhm.
people actually maybe want to send something as a present
Mhm.
to some other people. But
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's a very good idea actually to go through Amazon, because Amazon, they're doing this quite good, or at least I'm used to it
Mhm.
because I order through Amazon. So go through that and try to get some ideas from what they're
Mhm.
doing.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, and try to always concise, make this information as concise as possible, and try to actually merge them. And I
Mhm.
think the delivery, delivery type and delivery details can probably be in one screen.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay. Perfect.
One thing also, just I realized in the delivery type, you
Mhm.
mentioned you mentioned that there is the drone will deliver in 30 minutes, while we still don't know the
Oh.
address. We haven't known the address yet. So
Let me see.
if
Here. Yeah,
yes,
that's true. Mhm.
so okay, product arrive within 30 minutes. So probably need to reword that,
Mhm.
um, because what if I need if I live next door to the maybe where the product is,
Mhm.
or maybe 2 hours away. So how
Mhm.
is the drone going to deliver in 30 minutes? So I think
Yeah.
it needs to be
Mhm.
reworded somehow. Yeah. So that's
Yes.
I just
Yep.
remember that.
Yeah, that's true. Good. All right. So we were here. Then they can save their location if they want.
Okay, address saved. Also, in that, also you need to give them that cancel or close. So if they need to, when you give them a pop up,
Mhm.
with a call to action, they need to be able to do otherwise. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean like here?
Yes. You have the close, but you have the close
Yeah.
thing, but sometimes it's not obvious for people, so you can actually give
Mhm.
cancel as well. But
Okay,
cancel
like
doesn't
here.
need, yeah, it can be smaller,
Okay.
or just not in a button. It can be just the word, a link or something
Mhm. Mhm.
they can click. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Good. And then they scroll and they can select the
Uh,
date. Mhm.
Sorry, I'm going to say something else.
Yes.
The address, because it looks like you have an icon or an image. It's
Mm.
actually, you have to confirm. You have to give them the details before they confirm. So your name is blah blah blah. The address is blah blah blah, and all the details, and then they
Mhm.
confirm that, or change even instead of
Okay.
cancel, or you can actually click change as
Mhm.
sorry, you can add, you can have a button also called change if you need to
Mhm.
change details.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Then they go into delivery schedule. And here, actually, one user was telling something about having like automatic as soon as possible. That would be something like I could implement as a change in this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think okay. So delivery, you need to give them options like deliver as soon as possible, and
Mm-hmm.
then something like this maybe should be hidden until they say, specified a
Mm-hmm.
specific time, for example. And
Mm-hmm.
then if they click specific time, you give them something, you reveal something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All right. And then I make it more compact also, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right. So in this case, they
So
selected.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
instead of that, instead of you having the calendar in the drop down itself, some drop down they will reveal the calendar, and then you can go and
Mm-hmm.
select, and once you select it, it's hidden, rather than
Mm-hmm.
having that full thing.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Good. So here they select the date in the current design and then a specific time. So yeah, so I will then modify this. I think this is a very good point. Then I can save time, space.
Yeah,
All right. Okay, so then continue. And here there will be different payment methods. Then, for example,
yeah,
here,
payment
just
methods, because
Mhm.
they might not be that much payment method. They usually, like four plenty, and
Mhm.
also they are usually small icons. Um,
Mhm.
that will, instead of you actually get me to scroll down, you just have them. at the top. And sometimes
Mhm.
even when you start to put information in the field, they will get the right card, whether they are the
Mhm.
method, the method whether they are paying with credit card or
Mhm.
PayPal. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. So you mean like instead of having it below, have it like on the right, like after they click, the info
No,
come.
this is fine, but
Okay.
we are taking a lot of space. So try to actually
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
always prevent that scrolling down as
Mhm.
much as possible and reveal information. Surface the
Mhm.
information from the bottom.
Mhm. Okay. Good. Perfect. So then here they insert different details.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Card
have the
number
option to
is there.
save.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Then continue.
Save. Continue. And then the order is showing the items, and yeah.
Mhm.
So you have edit.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then here is the total, and then confirm order.
Mhm.
Okay, this we're still confirming. I thought this is okay. No, let's do
Sorry,
this.
I clicked a bit
Yeah,
too fast. Yeah. Let me see. I do not see like how I can go back.
just
Then
the confirmation.
so you need to go back. Yeah, this is also something. Currently, I didn't activate these different menus. Like, if, for example, if a user wants to click here, it's not
Okay,
active right now. But yeah, I will
that's
include
fine.
it. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you quickly because you showed me the confirmation already. You
Mm-hmm.
showed me all the. So probably before I get to that screen,
Mm-hmm.
the button instead of continue should be confirm,
Mm-hmm.
or confirm transaction, or and then when you click there, you show me all the things. I'll make sure that everything is all right. These are all the quantities, and then do the payment, or
Mm-hmm.
rather than confirm again, because
Yep.
the once I confirm, I need to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then they land here in the order confirmation and some details, and then the option to track.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Track order. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here, then they will have a map with the live tracking of the drone.
Yeah, map here is actually, it makes sense to have a map here, and where is the drone or
Mm-hmm.
where is the product, and yeah, this is totally fine. Or
Mm-hmm.
no, it might be technically it might be a bit of a nightmare for the developers or for the engineers to,
Yes.
but
Although
that's fine.
it might have a sensor.
Possible, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
how you get that sensor to talk to the system and update? Probably, yes, Google. It will be like
Yeah.
Google, whatever. So
Yeah.
looking good,
Okay.
looking
Good.
good.
Perfect. Then here users can leave a review once they get the product or in the process, like, oh my God, it's taking too long or something like that. Yeah. So here below we have specials. Um,
I think
mhm.
the review. I'm not sure if it's actually. What about if I'm not tracking and I need to put a review? Imagine this. I am
Mhm.
actually. I made a transaction. I bought something from the company. I
Mhm.
loved the experience, or I hated the experience. I want to leave a review.
Mhm.
It looks like to actually leave a review, I have to go to track order, which is a little bit.
Mhm.
So you might find a
Yeah.
way actually in probably at the end of the transaction or somewhere to just
Mhm.
to for people to leave review or
Mhm.
leave.
Mhm. Understand. So, well, I thought here this would be like complementary to the tracking, but it wouldn't be like the only place where they could leave a review, maybe in the account section.
Yeah, it is quite possible that the email, because when the transaction
Mm-hmm.
happened, you or in the thank you page, because
Mm-hmm.
it's good actually in the thank you page. Okay,
That's
now I
true.
went through the whole experience, or in the email, or maybe and with the email that is sent to them. If you send them an email or a
Mm-hmm.
message or something saying thank you for your order, and then at the bottom there could be, leave a review, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you mean like I should rather remove this here?
I think it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily in the right place. It can be because it could be utilized in the and in
Mm-hmm.
other places.
Mm-hmm.
In the email that is sent to customer, leave a
Mm-hmm.
review about the
Mm-hmm.
experience,
Mm-hmm.
or feedback, or yeah.
Okay, okay, I understand. Good, perfect. So then they can go back and, well, they try the product or something. Then if they find that something is wrong, they can go and return the product. So here they're landing directly into returns, but I think I will add an additional page where they land directly into the main section and then they can select returns.
Hmm.
So then here they have the order, they select the product and so.
What are they selecting? Product?
Okay, so here they're selecting the product they want to return. So I thought like organizing it by order. So they would have a drop-down menu. They select the
Okay.
order, which is kind of like, I'm still not very sure about this because, as users, you are not really like tracking numbers. You are like
Mhm.
maybe the date. Maybe the date could be more convenient. What do you think?
Yes. Um, but also returns. Okay, I received something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with it, for example, and I want to return for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
What is the like? I'm gonna go to the website.
Mm-hmm.
Where from the where in the website? Okay, can you start that process?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we're here, and then you
I
go
have.
to the menu or something.
Oh, it's not going back. It's very strange. Let me see. Okay, I will have to do this just for a moment. Sorry about
Okay,
this.
that's okay.
Okay. Okay, so they would go to the main page,
Yeah, main page.
or in real life these buttons would be activated, so they just click
Yeah.
in account,
Hmm.
and then under account they would have this option
Orders. Okay.
and returns. Exactly. So but what I'm thinking is that I will create a page that goes into orders and returns, and then they will have different options like in Amazon, and then they
Mm.
can click returns. So here I made
Yeah,
a shortcut.
possibly in Amazon, probably you have something called manage orders or manage your
Mm-hmm.
orders,
Yeah.
and you go there and you'll find maybe returns somewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so let's say we found returns,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then they can have maybe history of their um, their purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if I purchased the last purchase, for example, has few items, and then
Mm-hmm.
that is listed.
Mm-hmm.
um, I would I would
So let it
click
be here.
on, yeah, which is okay. So you put here as the order,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, maybe I think it needs to be somehow because I wouldn't, as a custom, I wouldn't know the order number. I
Mm-hmm.
would know
Exactly.
maybe the last purchase was
Mm-hmm.
done on that date, and you bought this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can show me these items on the screen, and then I
Mm-hmm.
click on. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not
Mm-hmm.
usually also a very, but anyway, you're making it easier, which is quite good. People can click on an item and return. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
details, details of what? My
Mm-hmm.
detail. I think this at this stage now it should be known, because if you give me my order
Mm-hmm.
number,
That's
you should
true.
know my name and all that, and my address and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And even the credit card. So you collected all that, the credit card
That's true. Yeah.
number and all details. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then confirm return. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Okay. Okay. I have to select the credit
Totally
card.
fine. Yeah,
And
you
then
can
yeah.
confirm. Yeah. Print return. Print return label. It's good if you, and probably happen in other pages as well. After the purchase,
Mm-hmm.
print. But you could also have a button where actually email it to, or email it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can print it or email it.
Yeah, so maybe also the QR code, because we can save paper, and some people
Mhm.
are used to that technology as well. So maybe that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that's a good
Okay.
idea. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. And then here they have some specials if they want to keep looking. I don't know if
yeah.
that's really like, yeah. Yeah, like, since they're returning something, could be interesting if they find something else.
Yes, absolutely. And also specials is quite good in the when when people are just about to finish and before they pay, you
Mm-hmm.
can show them some specials and things like this to oversell, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Good. And then that would be actually the end of all of this. They can go
Great,
back
great.
to the page. Yeah, so that would be it. I'm still actually thinking on the headlines. Instead of products and brands, I'm thinking, for example, our drones. So because on the main page, since the main concept of this e-commerce is the use of drones, um, I wanted to highlight that a bit. So that page would have a drone with some package. But I
But
didn't like. Mhm.
what is the website selling?
Yeah, so the website is selling electronics, fashion products, health products like drugstore products, and so
Yeah,
on.
so the focus should be on this, and it's
Mm,
probably like you don't put just a specific section for drones because
mm,
it's not about drones. They are it's
mhm,
about the products. The drones is a good thing. It's a good method to, as you put it, actually. The value proposition is
mhm,
okay. So we are using drones for your for delivery,
mhm,
and you can just put all the the advantage of that, saving
mhm,
time, the excitement of getting things,
mhm,
after they
mhm,
just purchase it, half an hour after the purchase or something.
mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but
then you mean,
a special, yeah, not a special section, I think, because it will be a bit confusing if I come
yeah,
here and find something called
okay,
drones. Yeah.
okay. So would you agree with that then with these sections, products, brands, and sales, or would you?
It doesn't matter because I think this is like the exercise here is just a different, a different experience. So it doesn't matter what
Mm-hmm,
are, our products, specials,
mm-hmm,
our partners,
mm-hmm.
our community, all
Yeah,
these kind of
community
things.
sounds good.
Yeah, contact us
Mm-hmm,
definitely. So all these kind of.
mm-hmm.
Also, people would put something like testimonies, for example,
Ah, yeah.
especially yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or
Very good.
testimonials or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. So you mean like something here on the top or as part of the main page, like extended?
Known as just different as the navigation elements at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
But
So,
but again,
mhm,
as I'm saying, for that exercise you're doing, it's
mhm,
not that important because
mm,
you're not designing a website. I think you're designing a certain experience, which is like
yes.
purchasing, and using the drone as a delivery method. So
Yes.
that's the focus. So whatever you're gonna have you put up there, I think people might not, or the instructor, or whatever, might not, pay attention
Yes.
to it.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Good. So this is awesome. So thank you so much. I have taken so many notes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Really.
great, and it's really beautiful work, Johanny. You're doing
Thank
really
you.
great. It's beautiful, and you're doing the